G'day legends, welcome to Wills Worlds. I'm going to kick off episode 3 here from our little outpost we've got at the world spawn. We're going to do it on the roof today because, thanks to Mr. Creeper. End of last episode, we're doing a bit safer this way. What we're going to do today is we've got the Mounts of Mayhem have just kicked in, so we're going to go out and get ourselves a horsey. And use him to run around. We're going to get a few saplings we haven't got as yet and try and tackle a pale garden, see what we can get out of that. Hopefully a creaking heart. And then we'll probably just get a bit stabby and see what we can do with this new spear. All right, let's get into it. Found a horsey pretty easily. Sweet the deal with a bit of sugar, pun intended. And yeah, it's pretty easy to tame. Nice and fast. Couldn't jump for shit, but it was after speed at the moment. So yeah, once I realised he was decent speed, I thought this will do us. Let's get out of here and go. As we're travelling along, we came across this, which is reasonably spectacular. Looks bloody huge. I think some of it's outside my render distance, so not something I'm going to tackle at the moment, but definitely something I want to come back and check out. It looks massive in there. Yeah, while fast and a good mode of transport, coming through forests is an absolute pain in the ass. Trying to navigate through some of the stuff on the plains, savannas, things like that, perfect. But this sort of landscape, gets pretty bloody annoying. One thing I'll do though is the water, the fact that the horse can now swim in water, I think that's brilliant. It's made it a hell of a lot easier and more viable. It's slow through the water, but you get there, you're still on your horse, you don't have to dick around with it or anything like that. So, good improvement, that one, definitely. Yeah, so eventually we come across a pale garden. So, dug a little hole in the wall for protection. I thought we'd come out and collect what we can during the day now. So we're after some wood, leaves, saplings definitely. Try and get some of the pale moss, see plenty of that around, and some of the new vines and flowers. So we collect all that, and then we've got to wait for nightfall to collect the last few items that we need from here, which will be some resin if we can, but most definitely a creaking heart. That's what we're after anyway. So as night falls, we head back out again, and hope we can find a creaking. I must admit we got very lucky with one period, pretty well right next to where he literally was, right next to the tree we took down earlier. So we go and give him a whack. Try and confirm which tree he is, which is, this one right here, beautiful. Mark it just to make sure an idiot would have to miss it, but well, and then we try and get out of there without getting belted in the back too many times. He's pretty quick when you turn your back on the buggers. Fortunately, I've only got a range, I think, about 12 or 15 blocks from their heart. So once you're outside of that range, it's no problem at all. We have quick sleep, and then go back and try and profit from our night time. So of course, finding the tree next morning's pretty easy. Get what resin we can off it, and then start chopping and try and find the creaking heart. Fortunately, I remembered pretty well at the last minute that you need a silk touch. Otherwise I would have broken it. Would have set us back a little bit. But unfortunately, with a pickaxe, with silk touch, it gets it, but it takes a little while to get it. After we get that, head back at the cave, put everything together, then get out of here for the next trip. All right. Next stop, some dark oak, and then we get some more mushrooms and podzol in an attempt to and grow the mushrooms if need be. After that, we get really lucky and find a lovely beach with a couple of turtles on it. So time to have a stop and yeah, do a bit of quick turtle breeding. First thing about breeding with turtles is that they'll only lay eggs in the location that they're actually hatched, or in this case, spawned in. Obviously, it's a very good chance it's going to be here, but it's always best to check. Once you have confirmed that they're going to lay eggs in this location, and you wall the buckets in, because it's time for the turtles to have some fun times. And remember, use silk touch to get the eggs. Otherwise, all it's going to end up is a bit of a mess. Once we collected nearly a stack of eggs and exhausted the poor turtles, decided it was time to head home. And on the way home, we found a nice open field with a couple of targets in it, so we had to give this jousting a bit of a try. One thing that threw me off is I'm using Prisma visuals here at the moment, and when the spears stick straight up is actually like that, is when it's in its pointing forward position. It's just I don't know what they've done with the graphics there. It takes a little bit of time. You can start to get a hang of it. I think some practice, it'll be a pretty lethal weapon. Uh, yeah, definitely some practice though. Yeah, we're pretty shit at the moment at it. Fortunately, what I did spot, which hadn't been on the list, is a couple of beehives. So we dug the horsey a little 2 by 2 by 2 hole that he doesn't jump out of, and you head down, wait for dark, and yeah, once all the bees are back inside their hives, we're going to grab them. Ended up being 4 of them here, so that's a good start to us. We're going to use them very soon. Once we've got them collected, it's time to head back to the outpost at World Spawn, grab everything and transfer it all over to base. First thing we do once we're back is we're going to set up our turtle egg farm. Basically, the worst thing about trying to get scutes is the time you've got to wait for the eggs to hatch. Yeah, never much fun. So what I thought is, why not bring the eggs back, pretend we're on a beach with a bit of sand, and lock them in. And once they get big, if they suffocate, yeah, bad luck. But we'll get the scutes that'll drop down through the minecart. So yeah, we just set it up, and then it's sort of a set and forget farm. Once you've got the eggs in, close it up, give it a little while, check the barrel down the bottom every now and then. If some scutes turned up, it's time to put some more eggs in. Too easy. Now, what I haven't told you yet is when we had that unpleasant meeting with that creeper at the end of last episode, um, I had my silk pickaxe in my hand, and through some act of stupidity, I must have thrown it at the same time the creeper blew up, thus destroying my pickaxe. So here we are now, caught back up in timeline, um, having to replace our pickaxe. But fortunately, we got another silk touch, and with some of the books I've pulled up from fishing, we were able to yeah, get back a pretty decent pickaxe. So yeah, thanks, Mr. Creeper. Spent the next couple of days fishing and enchanting and getting the gear up to scratch. So it's not what we want ultimately, but it's pretty good for the moment. It'll do us. Next thing we're going to start to do is start working on our base here a little bit, make it a bit more user-friendly. So this is where we're going to have our main area here, but we're going to dig it out a bit more. So yeah, I'll come back to you once we've dug some. It's out to the size that we're going to need now. So we're going to start decorating that up a bit more and make it look a bit nicer. But I think the first thing we'll do is check on our turtle eggs, and look at that, we've got 4 scutes, you beauty. So we'll get 4 new ones to put in, and we'll see what we got upstairs here. There you go. They didn't die, but with a little bit of encouragement, we suffocate quietly, and we replace the eggs and close it back up again. Unfortunately, you need 5 scutes to make a helmet, but we'll get there. Also took time to put a simple cactus farm in. Good to put it in, passive farm, same as the turtle eggs. Set, forget about it for a while, come back and you'll have cactus. Green dye or fuel for your composters. Can't beat it. Realising I didn't have enough materials for the main room, head out to try and find a granite area, and lo and behold we did, but fortunately it was also a copper vein, so I would have collect a good deal of both of them. You might notice I'm using a silk touch pickaxe for this. I'll often do that when I'm gathering a resource like this. It ends up being a lot less. If you take a fortune out and try and collect copper, it's just going to fill your backpack up so quickly. So I'd rather silk touch it out of the field, and once I bring it home, I'll then fortune it. When fortuning, I usually do it vertically, straight up, just use gravity to drop yourself down on it. Heaps easier. We'll leave all that to smelt and check out the main area now. I've done the walls, and now that we've got the granite and copper, we can do the roof and floor. Quick check on the turtle egg farm and find that we've got another 4 scoots, so we've now got enough to make a helmet. So reload the system and rinse and repeat. It's too easy. Once I had it made, combination of enchanting table and books from fishing again, and fishing and cow breeding and butchering for the experience, I was able to end up with a pretty decent helmet. Now that I've got a decent helmet and spent a bit more time under the water, so it'll be a chance to go out and check out another feature of the Mountains of Mayhem, the nautilus, or the lie, or we seahorse. It's probably what we call the buggers. But yeah, this one I caught him earlier, tamed him. Just forgot I need saddles to ride him, so we're gonna jump on him and yeah, give him a test run. See how we go. Must admit, this is pretty cool. Ambient sounds are, yeah, they're awesome. Speed, yeah, speed's not too bad. Probably about the same as a boat. The little boosty bit, that's pretty cool. I think couple that with a spear, and yeah, it should be a bit of fun. Obviously, yeah, some practice is going to be needed, but we'll find some mobs and we'll see how we go. Gotta admit, this is pretty cool. Um, yeah, once you get the distancing right, yeah, it's pretty effective and yeah, a lot of fun. Uh, I think this the mount's going to be quite useful for well, things like this, but also when we go after later on shipwrecks, ruins, sea monuments, or even if we do any underwater building, I think they're going to be a great addition. So yeah, we're going to tie this fella off just near our base here, so we can use it again later on. And yeah, no, a lot of fun. That's a good addition to the game. And yeah, look at that sunrise, the sunset. Sorry, I never thought I'd see something like that in Minecraft. That's pretty cool. So yeah, no better way to finish the episode but with an out-of-date outro. So just ignore the days played up the top there. I just thought we'd give you a quick look around where we've got the base to. Yes, we'll start it down here at the cactus farm, which I did show you earlier on. It's going along nicely. We've got a couple of sheep up here earlier. I'm pretty sure you saw these guys earlier, but if not, we've changed them to brown at the moment. So we need some carpeting for the trading hall, which is the next thing we're going to build. And through here, we have our wheat farm, which is surrounded by our beehives. Now we've got the 4 original ones that we picked up at the top here. And then from them, we've been able to make the rest of the hives, bred the bees up, and yeah, so the reason we've got them like this is bees will fly out, use the cherry leaves here as to pollinate. Once they're full, they'll fly back and forth, well, basically back to the hives, and as they go, they'll drop basically pollen particles, and which act like a bone meal, and yeah, we'll just speed up the growth process. We'll just watch them here as soon as they fill up. You'll notice too, I've halfway through this episode, I changed texture pack, so I'm giving Vibrant Realism PBR a try. So yeah, you can see the particles there, and then the effects as it hits the wheat underneath. It helps it grow. So yeah, the wheat obviously is at the moment it's helping us for breeding the cows, but later on it will be useful for mud. Yeah, so we'll head upstairs now, and yes, I'll show you what progress we've made up there. All right, as you can see, we've pretty well moved out of our first little hole here. Our turtle farm is in there, and our main room, we've expanded it now and decorated it up somewhat, using mainly a granite flooring, copper roof. It's all waxed up thanks to our bees. I've got that's a brown terracotta and a what colour? Cyan concrete. Basically with the storage, excuse me, we've gone over this side. I'll have ores and miscellaneous, organics mainly. This area will start off over here as the wood sections, and the rest of this will be all your basic building blocks. No sword or anything on this, just for the starter base. Down here we'll have more readable items that are needed, and a lot of workstations, so we should be able to work out of here with all of our resources pretty close at hand. So yeah, so we'll finish off the episode here. Look, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll enjoy it. You'll join us for the next one. Just remember, please hit the like, subscribe, give a comment, pass it on to someone that you know would be awesome. And look after yourselves. All right. Cheers.